Hello, my name's Shalise. Welcome now, everyone, to my Supernatural Season 2 review. I'm here today, everybody. You know how I said it back in my last video to how Supernatural Season 1 started off this franchise and it was starting to get its gear in check? Well, Season 2 is basically they got their gears in check and are turning everything from level 1 to level 10. They expanded so much lore. I mean, what happened at Season 2? Well, the beginning, John dies. You start off the beginning of the season with John Winchester, the father of Sam and Dean, dying. You see him make a deal with the Yellow-Eyed Demon for his soul to basically to make sure Dean won't die. And in this case, well, things goes so much worse. I mean, the brothers are broken, each in their own way. We get introduction to new side characters such as Ellen and Joe, who basically know John from a previous gig. Joe becomes sort of like an interest, and Ellen becomes like a little mother figure, like to both Dean and Sam Winchester. Bobby, we got a lot more Bobby this season, which I'm greatly happy about. So much more lore do we get into. We also get a return of Mega side character from one of the villains of season 1, so that was a plus. Her possessing Sam's body, awesome. And speaking of Sam, we get more Sam supernatural powers. We get Sam testing his abilities, in a sense, his premonitions, and Azazel's plan. We get these other supernatural. We get these other recurring characters in Supernatural Season 2, and they have like supernatural features. They not supernatural features, but they have supernatural abilities. And Sam tries to help them, bring them along, and then the finale. I mean, basically, Azazel wants them to open up the gates of hell, and he needs Colt Gunn, and he's put all these supernatural for all his chosen children. He's picking his generals, and he wants them to be like in a Hunger Games thing. So all these recurring characters that we had in season 2, they kind of return in the finale because they have to battle against Sam and they have to battle against each other to see who wins. And ultimately, it leads to Sam dying and another guy taking over, but Dean makes a deal, which changes the course of supernatural history, raises the stakes that he makes this in the same season that his dad makes a deal to save Dean. Dean makes a deal with a demon to save Sam's life. And he has 1 year only to live. And the fact that Azazel's like, how sure what you brought back is 100% pure Sam. So Sam's back, except he seems a little bit darker now. He's a little bit more unforgiving. And the finale of this season, I don't know if this is my favorite episode of Supernatural, but they finally do it. They killed the Yellow-Eyed Demon. They killed Azazel. They killed the thing that killed their mother. And I love Dean Winchester's face. Like, I know what Sam and Dean don't know what to say. Well, Sam says to Dean, I don't know what to say. And then Dean says, I do. That was for our mom. You son of a bitch. It's so great. I mean, and the fact that at the end they're like, we got work to do. In other words, back to business. They're still going to continue helping people. They're still going to hunt demons. They're still going to do whatever they can to help people. Even though the old demon's gone, we still have a new conflict, and that's Dean Winchester might go to hell. And he only has 1 year to live. And the fact that we got that, it makes you want to watch the next season, which is season 3, right after. Season 2 did everything, and I mean everything right for a series that's continuing on, like for a second season, to continue from the first season, to just break open more new lore, introduce new side characters, introduce more for characters such as Bobby, get more for him to do, get stuff with Ellen and Joe. I mean, I greatly enjoyed this season. I liked a lot of it. I love the whole thing about the Winchesters going into a bank and now they're wanted by the FBI. I love that stuff. It makes a little bit of realism, like government agents going after them. I loved it. Everything in Supernatural Season 2 just off the mark. This is one of my favorite Supernatural seasons. I think this is in the top 3. This is like my 3rd favorite. But Supernatural Season 2 is such a very, very good season, Supernatural. If you're put off by Season 1, which I don't know how, if you're put off by Season 1 was absolutely, you have to watch the next season. And if you're not hooked by Season 1, you're definitely going to get hooked by Season 2. Season 2 is a masterpiece in my opinion. I want to give it an A. I think there's like a couple episodes I did not like, but overall, a near perfect season, in my opinion. A near perfect season. Supernatural Season 2, what can I say for everybody? What's your personal favorite Supernatural season? What season? What's your personal favorite episode of Supernatural Season 2? What's your favorite moment of Supernatural Season 2? You think this season is not as great as you think, as I think? What's your personal opinion, everybody? Subscribe if you like. Discord down below. Comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. Respect yours. What do you all think about Supernatural Season 2, everybody? Let me know what you all think, everyone. My name's Elise. Thank God for everybody. Bye.